Shalom. I'd like to give all praise and all glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the brothers out there teaching the truth and sincerity. Now I want to go over, just some quick scriptures on confusion of faces, because today this is what we have going on, and I see a lot of camps out there, teaching not according to the scriptures when it comes to that, and they're pushing people away just because of their skin complexion, or their skin tone. Where you got some of the brothers that's in the camps, a GMS. You have these different other camps come and say, well, you have a so-called white person in your camp. Why is he in your camp? Because they're not spiritual, and they like to try to call them Edomites, which really they're not, and they don't understand the confusion of faces that we're dealing with as of today. All right, so the first scripture is Daniel 9:9, start at 6. Neither have we hearkened unto the servants thy prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and all the people of the land. O Lord, righteousness belongeth to thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day, to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to all Israel that are near, and that are afar off, though all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee, So we were driven amongst all nations, and as under the nations, we started to have confusion of faces, because you have a lot of Israel starting to look like these other nations. All right, and it says, "O Lord," verse 8, "O Lord, unto us belongs confusion of face of our kings and our princes and our fathers, because we have sinned against thee." Now, what I wanted to go into to speak about that, because now what you have is you have a lot of jakes out there that may take the characteristics of their mother, and you may have a lot of jakes that look like their mom, but in all reality, it's all about the father, because the mother is just a childbearer, and the seed comes from the father. When you read Numbers 1:18, I'll get that real quick. And so it does not matter what your mother look like. Now after I read this, I'm gonna show you a picture of exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so Numbers 1:18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old upward by their poll. So when you even go into the like pedigrees, I'll get that definition real quick. It means of the lineage. So what it's saying is, you come from your father's seed. And here go the definition of pedigree. It says, the record of descent of an animal showing it to be purebred. Second one, it says the recorded ancestry, especially upper class ancestry of a person or family. So that means, like I said, the lineage, genealogy, family tree. So once again, you come from your seed of your father. So whatever your father is, that's what you are. No matter what you look like, because Israel is gonna look like everyone due to these confusion of faces. All right, and and there's another thing that when you even think about it, look at Jake now. First of all, we were scattered through the four corners of the earth, So, and also when we used to fight these wars, we used to go amongst all these other nations, and Jake liked to mingle around with a lot of women, and we planted our seed amongst all them women, but all of them not gonna come out looking like your average Jake. They might look like some of these other women, but they are still Israelites because the Father put that seed in. But now, I want to get on the case so far as you have a lot of Jakes out there that are Israelites, and then you got a lot of Jakes that look like they're Israel and are not Israel. And what I mean by Jake, I'm saying Jacob, because Jacob was our forefather, and Jacob's later name got changed to Israel. So that's what I mean by Jake, meaning Israel. But before I get into that, let me show you this picture. Here we go. Now, as you can see better. Now, as you can see, look at Blake Griffin. The average person will look at him and say he's an Edomite. And they'll be like, yep, him and his son is Edomites. But no, Blake Griffin is a Jake. His father is a so-called Haitian, from the tribe, that would be the tribe of Levi. But what? They look like Edomites. It was why Blake Griffin's mom is what? An Edomite. And Blake Griffin's wife, they got this little son that you would think is an Edomite. His mom is an Edomite. But guess what? It all goes back to your lineage. So if you're not spiritual, you're going to say Blake Griffin's son, and Blake Griffin is what? You're going to say they're an Edomite, But that's not the case. And now we go into this parable about the wheat and tares, because like I was saying, you got some Israel that may not look like they're Israel and are Edomites, but then you got some Edomites that may look like they're you may have some Israel to Slaka. You may have some Jakes out there that may look like Israel, but they're Edomites. And then you may have some Israel out there, Edomites out there that look like they're Edomites, but they're of Israel, Now that's when we're about to go in this parable with the wheat and tares. So Matthew 13 and 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which is sowed good seed in the field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. So the person that came and slept was his enemy. Was like far as like when we was in slavery, the so-called white man, Edomites, used to sleep with our women, and then they just go about their business, all right, or whatnot. So then it says, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the household came and said to him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then have it tares? And he said unto them, An enemy have done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root also the wheat with them. Meaning what? So that means probably they was going to more than likely start looking alike. Let both grow together until the harvest. In the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, which is the angels, gather ye together first the tares and bind them in the bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So I'm gonna jump to verse 37. Help break it down. And he says, he answered and said unto them, He that sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, which are the Israelites. All right. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. We know that to be who? The so-called Edomites. The enemy sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burnt in the fire, so shall it be the end of the world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out the kingdom, all the things that offend in them which do iniquity. So what's that? That's the Edomites, because we know that Edomites can't be saved, So basically they offend the Most High, and everyone else that does iniquity fits the same. He said in verse 42, it says, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who have ears to hear, let them hear. So, like we had today, we have a lot of tears amongst us, And show you this. A good thing. Show you how tears the wheat. Now, you got. I'm gonna just say a couple names. You have Jennifer Bills. She looks like an Edomite, but she's from Judah. You have Wentworth Miller, looks like an Edomite from Benjamin. And you have Vin Diesel. Most people would say he would look like an Edomite, but he's of Judah. Let's go into Edom. Faith Evans. You would say what? She looked like Judah. She's from Edom. You got Tracy Ellis Ross. Look like what? She would be Judite or something like that, but from Edom. Let me just say one more. You have, what's her name? I'm not sure. I'm just show you, give you a quick show. Now you see these at the top. The more that's Israel at the top, and at the bottom is what? Edom. But that's a good way to show you there go the wheats and there go the tares, wheat, tares. All right, and also about the plants. It shows you like how they look alike. All right, you got the wheat, you got the tares. So again, you got the wheat, you got the Baxter wheat. All right. So when you out there, you gotta have a spiritual discernment of what we're dealing with is today. So that's why we like to say so-called white people, and we be clear with it, because we're a spiritual people, and we know we go directly at Edom, and this is why what? You gotta try the spirit by the spirit. I'm gonna get that. But this is what I do before I, how some devils come up, which one they is from the way the stuff they start doing and how they speak. But some of them, once again, you gotta try the spirit by the spirit. 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they be of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world. So, getting to example, like I was saying, the main point, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are the Most High. Because every spirit that come to you, they might say, we're this, we're Israel, we're this tribe, we're that tribe, and that may not be the case. Then we got Romans 8:16. The Spirit in itself bear witness with our spirit that we are children of the Most High. So if their spirit bear witness with our spirit, calling on the name Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we know that we are children of the Most High. But if they're Edomite, eventually they're gonna get weeded out, because they're not gonna be able to deal with it within their spirit. They're gonna know that they're Edom. So hopefully someone was edified out there between the confusion of faces. And like I said before, brethren out there, you're supposed to be on the spiritual discernment, not just judging by the outward appearance of the skin complexion. All right. So like that, let's say shalom.